This example doesn't have a dashboard, but it's something that many companies are doing right now, which is employee screening for COVID and temperatures. So again, I'm going to open up JotForm, and I'm going to click on employee screening. And this form is set up to have a supervisor check in employees. And so here, the date automatically populates. I'm going to select my name as the screener, and I'm going to enter in my email. And then I'm going to sign to confirm. And then here I can select the employees. So I'm going to check in Helen Wheels. The time of the screening is 6:46. The temperature is 97.6. I'm going to select that's Fahrenheit. We can obviously remove that if you know they're always in Fahrenheit. If I want to take a photo of the thermometer with the temperature reading, I can do that. And then here we have a fairly standard COVID screening. So have you experienced any in the past 14 days? We have not, thankfully. There is the ability to link to additional information. So if I click here, the CDC information comes up. And if I have any questions, I can review that. So this is great for regulations or other local ordinances. If there are any additional comments, you can put those in. That will submit. And then you have a recording of the employee's temperature on file to show that they are COVID-free. Here, I'd like to show you a quick example of how we can manage driver availability. Here on the left is a dashboard that shows starting 2 days ago and moving forward 60 days, the calendar of availability. All of our drivers are currently available 7 days a week, as the best drivers are. And we also have it's set for 2 buses. So when we have less than available drivers, then we have buses to run, then it'll highlight. So what we'll do is we'll go to JotForm, and we will select driver availability, and I'm going to click to fill out the form. And here we've actually integrated it with your SOC-on PIN, and so that's how you confirm your identity. That's so that no one can put in requests for schedule that isn't theirs. And so the first thing we're going to do is we're going to update the days of the week that I am available. So this is great for part-time drivers that might be available Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and may have a change in their schedule. So 1, 2, 3, 4 is my PIN. So I'm going to update the days of the week that I'm available. And I'm going to say that starting today, I am available to work on the following days of the week. And I will say I am available on Mondays, but not on Tuesdays. I am available on Wednesdays, but not on Thursdays. And I am available Fridays. No work on the weekends. Schedule requests are not confirmed until the final schedule is posted, and we can submit. And what this does is now the logic goes through the system, and then it populates so that you can very quickly see at a moment's notice across your entire organization which drivers are available. This is great not only for your scheduling, but also for dispatch. If you have a call out and you need to figure out who has requested today off or who is available, you can confirm who may be available and who is not. And so here you'll see Trisha's availability will update with the new availability as soon as it calculates. It does take a second to populate with this because there are a number of logic pieces in here. And you can see that it just populated. I am available Monday, Wednesday, Friday, but not on the weekends. And you can see that that didn't update for the previous days because I said that it started on the 18th. Now let's say I wanted to request just one specific day off. So again, I'm going to fill out the form. And I'm actually going to be Ryan here. So I'm going to enter my SOC-on PIN for Ryan. And I'm going to request specific days off. So this might be good for a dentist appointment or something like that. I'm going to say that I would like to request off Wednesday the 21st. And if you want to request additional dates, we could do that as well. I'm also going to request off the 24th. And that'll allow for up to 10 specific dates. Again, the same caveat, schedule requests are not confirmed until the final schedule is posted. I will submit. This is very simple and easy for drivers to do, and they can put this in at any time and it will populate in real time. We can also have supervisors approve those requests if that's something that you would like as well. And so we'll see shortly that Ryan's availability will update and note those specific days off that he has requested. And now you can see we only have one driver available on Saturday the 24th, and we have 2 buses, and so we know that that's not great. And so we'll need to find an additional driver for that time. This is a really easy way to make sure that you have enough driver availability for the buses that you want to be running. The last thing that we'll want to be able to do is vacation requests. So again, we'll fill out forms and we'll enter in, will be Tiffany Taylor today. So we'll enter in her SOCON PIN. I'll say I want to request off a range of dates. So this is great for things like vacation. So the first day off is April 20th and the last day off is April 23rd. Again, schedule requests are not confirmed until the final schedule is posted. We will submit that. And again, you'll see this change right here. And that goes through very quickly. So this is a really easy way for you to manage what days your drivers are available and what days they're not available. As someone who did scheduling for 12 years, this is a very helpful tool. This video will show you how you can count passengers with a digital form. Here you see we have the dashboard pulled up as well as my phone on the right. I'm going to open up JotForm, an app that we use to build digital forms. I'm going to click on Trip Count Demo, and I'm going to fill out the form here at the bottom. And I'm just touching my screen to navigate. Here you see that the passenger count title is there to let your drivers know what form they're filling out. The trip date is automatically calculated as today, but if we do need to change that, we can change it. The driver name you select from a list. These are input. I'm going to select Trisha as the driver. And here you can see there's loop A and loop B. And if I move my face here, you can see that we have 2 dashboards, loop A, loop B, and total passengers. So if I select loop A, then it asks me scheduled arrival. If I select loop B, which has longer time periods, I can select from morning, evening, or on demand. So here I could select morning, and then I would have scheduled arrival time. This allows us to have a shorter list of scheduled arrival times versus in the evening, we would have different. So it makes the list a little bit shorter and easier. We are going to fill out loop A, and you can see that those disappear. So there is conditionality built into the form. We're going to select the scheduled arrival is at 3:15 p.m. Done. Number of passengers are on board. I will say there are 12 passengers on board. And again, the departure time is automatically calculated here for the driver. So it limits the amount of inputs that the driver is required to make. And you click submit. Your submission has been received. And then you can see that that information pops up. A PDF is also generated. I've pulled that up for you here. And you can see that here we have documentation of all of the information. It also has a GPS tracker. And so we actually have this linked so I can click here and I can pull up Google Maps and it'll actually redirect me to the lat lawn of where I am. And so you can see I'm right here in Raleigh, North Carolina. That'll pull through for all of the data. So here, if I wanted to change this, I could say that I wanted to look at data from earlier this month, and that'll pull through this data. So the dashboard is really meant to be something that your team can use to look up data over a period of time. Loop B has, like I said, a lot more time slots, but it's the same format. And then we also have our total passengers so that you can look at April, or you can go back historically. These metrics here can be whatever you're interested in them being. It looks like we haven't used a demo here for Loop B. So that's how you can easily be able to track your passenger counts that you are using paper for on your buses. This is a driver inspection form. Here, I'm going to select Vehicle Inspection, fill out form. I'll enter the year. Then I can select the make. And depending on which make I select, will populate the models. So here you see we have Prevost models. If I had selected MCI, I would have MCI models. We'll select Prevost and do an inspection on an H345. We'll enter in the full VIN. And here we can actually take a photo. Take a photo of my desk. The date received, we can say that we received it today. And the owner is Bus Company. The location of the coach, we can put in an address. And it is acquired from a different bus company. Basic information. Here we can select the engine make. That might be a Cummins engine. Engine model. I don't know what the engine models are. The miles. Select the miles that are in there, as well as the odometer reading. And again, here it's asking us to take a photo. Again, we can select photo. If it has ECM, we can do that. It isn't required. So you see the little red stars mean that it's required. Are the coach batteries dead? Yes. And if it is, then you need to take a picture of the engine compartment. But if no, then it doesn't require a photo. The engine brake, the trans brake, emissions type is diesel. And here we have different types of questions that they have asked for to be filled out. And so here I'm just touching my phone to easily fill out this information. It's an automatic. Here's a place where we could have a drop down for manual or automatic. And then here we can select engine exterior condition. Excellent, good, fair, poor. We can say it's fair. Paint color. Let's say that it's a white bus. Glass condition. And these conditions can be anything that you'd like. Does it have a rear window? Yes. Does it have a glass rooftop? No. Tire make. Might be Bridgestone. Tire condition is new. Wheels. So here, the inspection can be as much information as you'd like. Looks great. And these might be all the information that you might need if you were inspecting a bus. It's one door, the interior condition is good, footrest, yes. Lavatory is flush, location is center, holding tank, yes. If it has monitors, you can say that it has monitors. Parcel rack is open. Seat manufacturer, we could put in a number of seat manufacturers here. I'll put in Amaya and the seat model. Cover color is red. And so here you can see that it's very quick to be able to select what is in here. Number of passengers. It has a wheelchair location. The lift is in here. You can put the model and the serial number if you wanted. If it has fire suppression or shades, cordless mic, anything that it comes with here. And these can be as detailed as you'd like, or as simple as you'd like. Here we can take a number of photos. So we've got an exterior photo front to back. And these are all required, so we're having to put them in. You can also see that we've had directions here to show you what information we want to take on the bus. So that's great if you're looking for photos that are going to be putting this bus up for sale, or if you want specific photos for something, you can give your inspectors directions as to what they're doing, as well as take additional photos. If there's any additional comments, you do need to sign it. The name of the inspector is Tricia Frederick, and the date is today. Submit. What happens then is that that inspection form gets moved and uploaded into the Google Drive, where the photos and the inspection actually come through here. So I'll show you one that we did earlier. Open this up, and you can see that we have the images that were taken, as well as a nicely formatted inspection form. You can download this or email it as you need to. We can also have the email automatically go to either the inspector if we asked for an email, or to the default if you're wanting to collect them all in one place. It's a really seamless way to make sure that off-site inspections, the information is automatically uploaded. No one has to go back to their office or hotel room to get those. And so you see here we have photos and all of the information is in here. If we go back here, we can see that the bus that I just input is here and has all the same information. So the photos, they're able to be downloaded and uploaded as you need, as well as the PDF. Here I'm going to show you how you can count passengers and reconcile cash. This works great for transit line runs in partnerships with the city. So here you see the dashboard on the left, as well as my phone on the right. I'm going to open up JotForm, and I'm going to click on Line Run Report. I'm going to fill out the form. And this is for daily commuter service. So you see the date has defaulted. I'm going to select the route is 101. And then we have a trip number. And so I'm going to say that our trip number is trip number 3. I'm going to select a driver. I'm Tricia. And I can select the bus number that I'm on. I'm on bus number 3. And then the departure time automatically defaults to the time that it is right now. So that's a very simple and easy way to complete this. And then here we have different zones. And so as people get on the bus and they pay, I can say, click the plus button and say that we got 2 cash passengers on board. If someone got on with Transit Zone 2, I could collect that. These are all different ticket types that are available. They're completely customizable. I can click next, and here we have total cash due. If we had multiple zones that were on board, we would be able to click next and back to be able to access those different amounts. But for the number of passengers that we have on board, the total is 10. So before the driver clocks out after this trip, they would ensure that the total cash that they had matched what was shown. So if they had $10, they would click yes. If they did not have $10, then they would be able to explain the discrepancies. And so we're going to click yes, we're going to click next. And then the actual arrival time at the end automatically pops up. Here it's the same time that we submitted because filling out the form very quickly. We can get a confirmation signature here. I attest that the submitted accurately reflects ridership and times of noted trips. So that's a confirmation. And then it confirms the number of people that you have here. I'm going to click submit. And what this does is it'll automatically populate here. So you can see that very quickly populated over to the trip date is on the 18th. And that was trip number 3 on the Transit Report 101. So all of this feeds into your reports. We can update to pull up different months. So this is a dashboard that can show you all of the data for the year. That's very interesting because we also have the driver reports that are created for each of those routes. So if you have documentation that you need to provide to a city or a county, you have it right here. So I'm going to pull up the last modified was earlier. So this will automatically be created. And you can see that you get a really nice report that shows up that you are able to send or provide documentation if you need that. So it can look like this. It can be customized in any way that you'd like. So it's a very simple way that you can make sure that you're communicating to your drivers how much cash they should have versus how much cash they actually have. And we can actually do reconciliation with this as well at the end of the day in your office.